Alright, let's just punch through this time. Okay, Aki matchup, couple things, the main, management of defense, less so neutral but more so defense, is obviously the poison turns every strike, counter hit, or punish into a serious problem. Some anti-airs as well. Aki's anti-airs all got better this season, which makes the air approach more difficult. Let's see. Just individual things I'll just point out that are apparent. Some of the air approach is fine. I think that could have been drive rush cancelled, and because Aki does not have a true reversal, you can start throwing in some like gapped drive rush options, like low forward into back strong or stand fierce or crouch fierce or something, etc. So, which will allow you to pressure more consistently while regenning your drive gauge. For instance, if you normally do like drive rush slow forward stand jab to make it gapless, you don't regen any drive gauge from that. But if you have a gap, you'll regen a bit of drive gauge from the button that you use. So if you do stand strong or back strong, you'll build about that much. If you do stand fierce, you'll build a bit more. You do crouch fierce, you'll build significantly more, etc. And be more plus to have more options afterwards. So you can drive rush in and do like that or something like that, and then just walk backwards. She doesn't have a special cancelable low. And you can spend 3 bars, but then quickly get back almost a full bar, pretty much 0.7 bars afterwards. So against characters that don't have the means, or players that are not going to blow up fake drive rush options like that, and especially opponents that don't have particularly dangerous lows, good things to abuse that will yield a lot of scenarios that could yield you damage or mix opportunities or pressure opportunities while managing your drive gauge much better. So in any case, yeah. In this instance, one missed opportunity to start your pressure with a drive rush cancel while you had full drive gauge, another missed opportunity on the punish of the you just got a stand jab, but it wasn't timed properly, and you could see that he had whiffed the button immediately with the jump button. So you could have if that had been timed properly, you could have gotten a grounded standing punish and gotten a conversion there. A much stronger conversion. Probably could have put him in the corner because it would have been a standing punish, so you could have gotten like stand strong or stand jab, punish counter into stand fierce, drive rush, whatever. Let's see. And also, this is probably going to be a consistent theme throughout a lot of this, but the jumps are a big problem. Okay, another low forward. You're still at full drive gauge. You haven't blocked anything. You haven't anything like that. So not converted. Heavy knuckle landed, but didn't convert off of it. Instead, just went for a walk-up throw. In that instance, heavy knuckle puts an initial scaling of 20% on the combo, and then into like a stand light kick. Drive rush at full drive gauge. You could have put him in the corner and built probably up to a level 1, just about. Would have been a good spend. I agree with this drive rush Oki off of the throw, especially when you have like 4.5 or higher bars in mid-screen. And when the opponent doesn't have, unlikely to use a reversal or an invincible reversal in that instance. So yeah, anyways, yeah, missed opportunity there. Drive rush, stand fierce. Now, in this instance, you have like 5.2, 5.3 bars of drive gauge. I'm not entirely sure whether I believe it would be completely advantageous or worthwhile to do this and drive rush cancel the light that you got off of the stand fierce. Like, you did light off of the drive rush fierce. One, I think you were close enough to get a back strong here. Actually, hang on. I can just test that right now. No block. Yeah, you can get back strong off of that setup. So you could have gotten that or whatever else. Or you could have gotten that. And that would have only been like 2 bars, including the drive rush that you did for the Oki scenario. And that's how much super you gain from the throw and then the sequence afterwards. So, again, back strong would have been the right conversion. That one should have been crouch fierce into stand fierce target combo, light spiral arrow, medium spike. You tried to throw the throw, but your option selected a bit too slow, clearly. Alright, then, yeah, because he got out with the EX, you are now in the corner. Jump approach, gets stopped by Aki. Take the throw, definitely, in this circumstance. This, I had to rewatch this, because I didn't understand later on. I rewatched this clip, in particular, to see what the fuck happened here. Because in watching it passively, I didn't realize that you lost 2 bars right at that moment because you input an EX dive kick, but it got knocked out of it right there. Because you're going to get burnt out in a second, or close to burn, I forget. But, yeah, I didn't know where the fuck you lost all your drive gauge. It was there at that tiny moment. But, yes, I understand totally what you were thinking, and it's not an unreasonable thing to assume he would go for walk-up throw in that instance. But that is a thing that can happen against this move from Aki, so it, perhaps it is something, an aspect of the matchup that is not worth doing as much. That was good. Your conversion, you probably could have killed. I can do a route that would do probably 200 more damage than what you did. You did, this, which is 2485, whereas you could have done... Oh, that started lagging. Hang on. That, which would have done 2686, so 2485 to 2686. 24... Yeah. So about 200 more. Probably would have killed. It's hard to say. 2% of the opponent's health is there. That's what it would look like. He was probably 300 health away, and not 200. But in any case, doing the route that I just did, which is the highest damage route you could have done, would have also cornered him. You were all the way in the corner when you did this, so it would have given you the peak positioning as well, even if it didn't kill. If you did the background house, then another background house, charge, heavy spiral arrow, level 1 would have given you corner Oki and maybe killed. Aki's EX, her regular fireball, Aki is one of the few matchups, the few fireball matchups where the knuckle, spin knuckle is pretty much unaffected by the nerf, because the main problem with the nerf to the projectile invincibility is that Aki's spin knuckle moves you forwards before the invincibility starts, so you just run into fireballs. But Aki's fireball is too slow physically through space for that to be a big problem. That being said, EX fireball recovers really fast for Aki, and it's still quite difficult to punish, technically, with a spin knuckle. But yes, this is a difficult spot. Don't challenge, period. Just take the more you block, the faster your drive gauge regenerates, and you're not taking chip damage from any of these, like, mediums or stuff. Every button you block gives you more drive gauge. When you take damage, it doesn't give you extra drive gauge, and also, obviously, you take more damage, which would put you closer to death. There's really nothing you can do here. There's legitimately nothing until you get a super. There is jack shit you can do. So just block, and you'll recover faster, and you'll take less damage. He tried to do, I think, the stand roundhouse into a reset for the command grab. Probably a gimmicky thing. Seems goofy. Got challenged. Proper conversion. Into the corner. Perfect. Scenario. In this instance, I'm not sure what I specifically agree with in the Oki in this situation. Like, you had like 3.5 bars of drive gauge, forward throw in the corner. I don't know if I would consider it worth it to do drive rush Oki here. Aki, if you did drive rush Oki, Aki would be able to wake up level 1, but I don't think she gets Does Aki... Off the top of my head, I can't recall if Aki gets Oki off of her level 1. Plus 30. I don't know, maybe. She can probably set up a fucking fireball or something. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I would consider it worth it to spend the drive gauge if you're like, if it would put you below 3 bars here for the drive rush Oki. This set of circumstances, I think normal pressure is totally fine. Play it safe, etc. That, I agree with abusing things like Stand Fierce Knuckle and sometimes stealing frames with Stand Fierce into like medium or heavy Knuckle especially. Yeah, not particularly dangerous. I think at that range, let me test this interaction. But anyways, yeah, weird spot, weird timing. Not anything else you could have necessarily done. At that spacing, I don't think there's anything Aki would gain from the blocked fireball, really. Except for a moment of respite. Dive kick. Again, this could have been punished that because he whiffed the button, and if you had gotten like the right timing, like a crouch strong or something to hit precisely when he landed, which is a thing that you can practice, judging it by eyesight and stuff. You can have them whiff buttons on the way up and then practice landing and then getting your fucking punish counters on the ground. And that would have been great because you would have punish countered him standing, and you could drive rush and then do a side switch combo with a level 1 and put him back in the corner and take like another huge chunk of his life. It would have been a great situation. That stand light kick buffer, I think I understand the intention. I don't think it would have worked at the spacing that you're at, but maybe I'm misjudging it. I think if he had blocked, it would have just gone on block anyways. That has happened to you, I've noticed, in a number of your streams, that you've done stand light kick too close and then buffered it into spiral arrow and then just gotten punished on block. In this instance, you're getting DI'd because he just threw out a DI. I think he forgets to combo after this. Yeah, so he drops it. You get out. This is an instance where you can definitely work on getting like the stronger conversions because you just kind of come out with that. But anytime you're getting like jump light kick and stuff and you're just defaulting to stand light punch, you might as well just go straight into back medium punch. And if you're jumping out of the corner, if you cross them up, you'll always be in range. You'll always be close enough to the corner where you can do this corner combo version of the back medium punch route. You know, that is an area of where you could definitely increase. Alright, kill. Weird combo. Weird combo. Alright, you had like full drive gauge here. And you could start with any punish that you wanted. I believe that you can start with a jump in on this super. Let me see. Yeah, minus 46. So that would have been optimal. What I just did is technically optimal. So that does 4,007. You did some like bullshit or whatever that would have done like 3,000 something. But it's fine. Well, no, I forget. Whatever. But anyways, yeah. So what I just did was the optimal conversion, not including micro walks. If you wanted to get really optimal with it, again, doesn't matter, but so that would do 5,082 with a level 2. General rule of thumb, if you're going to put 2 drive rush cancels into a combo, then doing the air version of this for the juggles is no longer optimal. So long as you're doing 2 drive rush cancels in a combo, the full animation version will be more damaging. Pretty much every time. Not as much as they should anyways. Another incorrect conversion off of this. Optimal would have been crouch fierce. Yeah. So low forward, drive rush. Oh wait, low forward, drive rush. In this instance, I think the drive rush is fine here. I think that is still optimal and correct, but it should have been crouch fierce, stand fierce, target combo, light spiral arrow, medium spike. Another missed anti-air, gets out of the corner very easily. I like the crouch strong, light knuckle. You didn't see the counter hit on the stand jab, and would have applied some basic pressure to the drive gauge. And again, Aki, not a threatening low, so easy to do light knuckle, then walk backwards against her. Back throw would be great here. Yeah, that's at a height where you could have definitely back thrown him. Or if you wanted to just take a damage, you could have done back medium punch and then just gone into stand fierce or into the target combo, into a side switch with hooligan. But I would say back throw would have been the nice thing there. So I like these routing. Now, again, you could have done a better route that would have regenerated you a significant amount more drive gauge off of this perfect parry conversion. Then you just get like a low forward, drive rush. He's crouching. Crouch fierce, stand fierce, drive rush. Level 1 definitely would have killed. Maybe not necessary. I am generally of the opinion that you should just close out. Like, the theoretical... There's no real risk of losing level 1 here, if you think about it, because, like, if the Aki player somehow makes it back and makes the comeback, or whatever, there's no value in having retained the super on a round 1, because if you win the round, you can lose the next round and build all 3 bars back and still go into the final round with 3 bars of super. So I don't think saving any amount of super in the first round is like a big fucking deal, you know? But anyways, let me think if there was a more optimal conversion where you could have killed. I'm sure you could have killed without even spending a level 1 here. Let's see, you got low forward, drive rush there. Oh, certainly. You could have done this. You could have, at the drive gauge that you had, you could have done... So what you did was that, which is 2684. Oh, wait. Shit. Wrong button. I forget which strength of drill to do there. There we go. You could have done that, which is 2714. What did I just say? For some reason, that doesn't seem as big to me. It's because it's off of the low forward with the extra damage scaling. Not as much of a damage increase as I thought it would be. And that is also less. Alright, so only if like 50 extra damage would have killed. How much health did he have left? It looks like more than 50. Yeah, it looked like about 100 so. Okay, maybe you would have definitely needed level 1 to kill there. I thought that the other route was slightly more damage than that, but it's not. Now, that could have been a much bigger problem if he had completed the combo. Akis that do not complete their combos are no real threat, because that's the strongest part of the character, and if they're letting you off the hook, then that's fine. Nice check. In this instance, you had full drive gauge, could have spent it, would have been worth spending it off of about a 70% scaling, crouch jab, crouch strong. So, driver cancel would have been good there. I'm not sure it would have been worthwhile to spend a super on this as well. Drive rush definitely, but maybe not super. Let's see, that's fine. Comes with the territory. I have not played this matchup a lot. I usually play this with Zangief. I am not entirely sure where you would want to position yourself, but in my... When I look at something like this, I'm like, this looks like it's bad spacing to be, where you can block it and then be like right there for the drive rush. I feel like you would either want to be closer and or further away when the fireball starts coming. Because that looks like the trap area. Let's see, what just happened here? There's a couple instances that I recall while watching this earlier. A lot of instances, I should say, where you're crouch crouch medium kick or crouch medium punch are a bit overzealous into your drive rush cancels, doing them a bit too frequently in places where you don't have the drive gauge to spend. This is not one of those times, but let's see. You could have done... It hit as a low, so you could have done a level 2 route that would have been good here. With back roundhouse, jump cancel, level 2, walk up, back roundhouse, medium spiral arrow, medium or heavy uppercut, depending on how close you are in the corner by that point. No uppercut again. Yeah, this is good. I will say that, like, punish counters will take away more of your drive gauge than just blocking most of the time. Against most enemies, I will say. So, like, the whiff here, like, the activity is, like, you can... I know you're trying to regenerate drive gauge by getting buttons and stuff out and trying to take control of the situation, but you are, like, losing more than that, or risking more drive gauge loss, and especially more likelihood of getting cornered by risking punish counters like that, as opposed to just blocking and just accepting some blocks here and there. You can block quite a bit, and the opponent will... And the opponent will still struggle to get this last sliver down. Especially if you're willing to defend yourself with some level 1s instead of DPs. If they try to steal anything from you. This biggest loss in the scenario, a whiffed uppercut, whiffed anti-air there, which is honestly what put you in the low drive gauge spot to begin with here, because you regenerated some here, but then whiff parry and then blocking puts you in a long meter penalty, so you're still in drive gauge penalty right now, because whiffing parry puts you in one of the longest drive gauge penalties, so if you hadn't whiffed that parry, you'd be up to, like, here by now. And then another missed anti-air. I'm not sure how difficult it is to anti-air this particular jump in from Aki as Cammy. Let's see, what's the input? That... Yep. Seems like any other cross-up button. Not too bad. She has to get pretty deep before it'll hit you while crouching when she does that move, so you can just walk forwards, then pump the crouch for the cross-cut input. But yes, this is where you lost a lot, because you did not check on the cheeky reset. There's probably some you can, like, practice. Let's see. So yeah, main issue... Did you burn out here? Hang on. Oh, yeah, another drive rush cancel. See, in that instant, like, I think that in those instances, there's genuinely no need for it. You could just do crouch medium punch into light knuckle. It's relatively, like, pretty safe. You're not going to risk that much. You regenerate any drive gauge that you would lose by blocking after the fact. You would already have built by doing the crouch strong into medium punch on block anyways. You don't want to get burnt out against Aki, especially when you're this close to the corner. Aki will be able to regenerate, build tons of super on block string, and then just splat you into the corner. Now, you do have supers to defend yourself from that instance, but in any case, like, this would have been better if it was just crouch strong, light knuckle, and then confirm it on hit into CA. Will the rounds proceed in a way in which you regenerate your drive gauge, or will you win or lose while still in burnout? Okay, that's by easily his fault for that circumstance. You should be dead here, but he fucks this up. In these instances, let's see. I believe, I remember from this match, you really lose a lot from the jumps. A lot of scenarios die by the way of blocked or getting caught by jump ins, and then there's a couple instances where you can mitigate the risk reward of certain guessing scenarios by doing precise backdashes at certain moments where she's +3 in a range where she can only really convert with stand medium punch cancel into non-confirmable drive rush cancel. That was nice, and I agree with the routing. Crouch Fierce, Stand Fierce target combo would have also put him into the corner as well. But they're pretty similar in terms of value. That should have been a whiff punish. That should have gone into a knockdown and put you into trouble, but... So yeah, it was a nice check there, and then... This... Now, this is an instance where you would have wanted to do drive rush cancel anyways, but some instances like this, if you weren't at full drive gauge, these are instances where I think that a good thing to work on would be, like, confirming it into a meterless conversion, just doing heavy spiral arrow instead. Now again, obviously not here because you want to do drive rush cancel here, but there are instances where you throw out crouching medium punch that you can see it's going to work, and then just do a meterless conversion. So anyways, yes. Low forward. Yeah, bad heavy kick spacing at that instance. One thing that I also noticed while watching these matches against this Manon player is that you appear to be visibly not entirely sure how close you are after a lot of Manon's actions, so your like awareness of the spacings of the interactions the matchup is not there yet. That was very, very fortunate, getting clipped from out of the air from Manon Stand Strong. Very mitigates a lot of her potential there. Let's see, where are we losing damage? We got clipped by that. We got clipped by that. These kind of things will just happen occasionally. That was the only one so far that we could have avoided, but I don't know. That was a pretty good tell from this guy. Okay, Stand Fierce target combo is -8 from Manon on block. Just do low forward every time, unless you know that Stand Fierce will reach. Low forward should reach like every fucking time. Here, hang on. Yeah, heavy punch should reach every time too. Okay, so yeah, just punish with heavy punch. That is -1 on hit, +1 on counter hit, like that. This is an instance where, after getting hit by this heavy kick, on counter hit, she's technically plus. This is an instance where, like, the threat of command grab, if you sit there and blocking, is quite high. The threat of strike, if you try to jab out yourself, is relatively low, but you could do something too slow and she can walk back and whiff punish with medium punch. The risk of backdashing here, almost nothing. So I would say, like, off of these interactions, like, mash the shit out of backdash. She's nowhere near plus enough to... Yeah, stand heavy kick counter hit is only +1 on hit. That jab is like, what, -1 or -2 on block or something? Just mash backdash. Mash the shit out of backdash in these instances. Command throw is the only fucking thing that would catch you if you play normally. Yeah, that will happen, so drive rush stand strong is +3. She'll do a stand strong and it'll trade with a 4-framer. Yeah, if she's +3 and she goes for a command grab, medium or EX, standing light punch or standing light kick should beat it. So yeah, most of her things off of drive rush, if they're plus, they're going to be +3. So she can only... So it'll trade with her 7-frame standing or crouching medium punch. Anything else she can do is not particularly threatening. Now, her main threat here is off of the medium punch trade, which is what he did right here, where he does stand strong, stand strong. The trade is good for Manon, so again, you avoid the mix by trading, but then he gets to do another immediate medium punch and then drive rush, and that is just a guess. You would have to guess in that instance between strike or throw, so long as the Manon has meter. Alright, if the Manon doesn't have the drive gauge to spend on the stand strong, a lot of these situations change. Yeah, so that was another situation that was +3, but much closer and in more threatening range. And yeah, that was another instance where I was like, when I was watching this the first time, I was like, your sense of the spacing in some of these interactions is just off, because, like, that was, yeah, that's indicative of, like, not playing the matchup enough to know, like, when something will reach after certain actions based on how much pushback she gives. Nice. I would have done level 1 there. I think level 1 would be good to do there. This would be a very, very logical point to spend a level 1. It would put them all the way into the corner. It would damage drive gauge a little bit. It would regenerate you more drive gauge because the confirm that you got is not off of a drive rush cancel. So you would regenerate a little bit more drive gauge from the animation. And you would get better corner carry. You would put them all the way into the corner, get a meaty crouch fierce in the corner, and do like 1,000 more damage. Which is a very good use of 1 bar of super. So, anyway, I don't know if you watched that video that I made recently in the main channel where I was like going over all the fucking numbers of all the different routes and stuff, but doing lights, 2 lights or 3 lights, 3 lights, still good, still better. It's still better to do 3 than it is to do 2. 3 lights, level 1. Good confirm there. Or, I was going to say confirm. In this instance, I don't think Drive Rush Oki off of forward throw against Manon is necessarily worthwhile, because technically, if you Drive Rush... Here, hang on. Let me actually test this specific circumstance, because DPs and supers don't have the same frame data, obviously, so... Let me just test this right now, since I'm not just talking about shit. Can you block? Yeah, you can. Okay. I was worried because you can't block EXDPs off of this. So I just wanted to see if you could block. So this is an instance where doing Drive Rush Oki and maybe doing like a delay Drive Rush button like that will allow you to hit out a button, not as a true meaty or anything, but you'll be able to see the super flash and then block accordingly. And so Drive Rush Oki can still work against this. The main thing is that you just don't want to be side switched by that and lose your corner in positioning and also take the damage of level 1, obviously. Yeah, this is another instance where conversion that was missed. Now, it was a scramble, I understand, but you could see that it was going to be a punish counter, the jab, because it clearly whiffed throw. So you could have done the jab into stand fierce instead, done the target combo, and rebuilt yourself a shitload more drive gauge. In fact, you could have even done crouch jab, back roundhouse at this range into level 2. That being said, that's a niche scenario. I think just confirming the punish counter jab into stand fierce was the easier and more realistic thing to do. Which will happen repeatedly. If you react to anything whiffing in front of your face with a jab, gonna be a common situation. Beautiful. He should be dead. Got caught by the jump. Didn't have to be like that. There's no instance in this circumstance where, and in fact, I recall that you built level 3 on the very last hit that you killed him with, which is perfect to go into this final round. But this round, I recall, does not go very well for you because you get caught by this jump in, and then you get fucked over very quickly. So counter hit on this jump, and then he does a cheeky reset that you weren't prepared for. In these circumstances, the thing about the grappler players, and most specifically like Manon, is that the onus is on the Manon player to prove that she can punish your jump outs and backdashes. Because, like, it's easy for her to command throw. All she has to do is just input the command throw. But for her to stop you from jumping out in some of these instances, she has to be able to, like, single hit confirm this into the target combo to pull you back in, which gives her okay but not amazing mix scenario. And this requires a lot of... This is not a very easy hit confirm to do just spuriously in the heat of the moment. This is a much easier single hit confirm, back fierce. That being said, the Manon still has to prove that she can do this. And then catching neutral jumps with anti-airs, etc., or chasing them down, or etc. Those are all more focus and skill based than just the command throws. So I do think that holding up in case of resets is, at the very least, the Manon player will have to spend a lot more drive gauge to damage you and punish you for that than getting resets in a command throw. Right? Which is not how, like, necessarily Zangief works. So anyways, after you got hit by this jump in right at the start and then took this cheeky reset into command throw, you were in a pretty fucked situation already. Pretty bad situation. The overhead, now, this is something that you can work on. This is like the first, like, fixable point, other than just, you know, getting counter hit by a cross-up jump in that probably didn't need to be counter hit. I don't know why you were counter hit, what button you did, but anyways, yeah. I would say that, like, this is a scenario where you can look at all of the knockdowns where Manons tend to do meaty overhead after the fact, and then just replay those in training mode a bunch of times, and then train yourself to look for the animation. Block it, perfect parry it, DI it, whatever. But, yeah, I would default to blocking overhead off of a lot of these, especially since, like, she would have to commit way harder to just doing a YOLO sweep than she would to commit to doing an overhead at a relatively safe distance. And in some of these circumstances, like off of this command throw, I don't think she can even get meaty sweep. I might be full of shit, but let me test this. Okay, no, she can. Yeah, okay, meaty sweep is available, but yeah. And then, so yeah, off of the overhead, then what happened next? So you took that damage. One anti-air would have been better. You had full drive gauge. Would have been better to either do a jump strong, an air-to-air into spending supers to refight for the round, or if that's, you know, if you weren't prepared to do that, to stop the jumping in that way. Now, at this point, when you have, like, level 3, etc., like, you just be, like, looking for the first opportunity to use it, honestly. Any amount of your supers, but level 3 is, like, the easiest to land in neutral. So level 3 could have anti-aired that. Level 3 could look for a fake drive rush, etc. Let's see. In this instance, drive reversal probably would have been, you know, go for it. Again, when Manon's, like, they have, like, one thing. Manon has one thing that she can do. Standing medium punch, drive rush. That's the only thing, that is the only tool in Manon's toolkit, so that is the only thing that will cause you any concern, any legitimate concern. So, that and jumping and sometimes random YOLO forward dash command throw. But legitimately, the only real actual threat is just stand strong, drive rush. So in that instance, you would really want to look for, okay, Manon green drive gauge, stand medium punch, drive reversal. Drive reversal. Almost every time. Or not almost every time. But, you know, fucking, that would have been your safest recourse here. That is something that you can be more prepared for against Manon, especially, because she really does one thing off of one button, and that's most of the character. Unfortunate, could have maybe slightly been avoided by adjusting how you play. That one could have legitimately been avoided, the overhead from that. That, if you weren't prepared for, like, a stronger anti-air or, like, an air-to-air conversion that would have allowed you a side switch to put him in the corner, I would just say EXDP there. EXDP is obvious. Corner the opponent. And then, yeah, drive reversal here. I understand your decision here. You did guess wrong. You jump out and it caught you. Now, there's, like, a three-way mix here, because now, in this instance, I think Manon probably could have killed with, like, high metals. Let's see. Character. I can't see whether or not she has 4 or 5, but I'll just assume she has 5. So if she had done, like, into that, and she could have spent more drive gauge on that if she wanted to. That would have probably killed you as well. So she probably could have killed you with just a strike. She didn't have to do back fierce. Now, back fierce in this instance will catch... It will catch you on, you know, fucking, backdashes and jump outs. But it's not a true frame trap, so this is something that Manon players will do a lot. +3 into back fierce, etc. to catch jump outs and backdashes, but it will lose to mashing. And her normal options when she doesn't have level 3 and she doesn't have a ton of drive gauge, her normal strike options are pretty weak. So that's why she usually relies on back fierce to get better conversions if you're trying to jump out of the command grab. But if you are anticipating that, but again, it's still a guess, etc. You know, it is an actual guess, and especially with the level 3, again, you were in a bad spot here. Drive reversal on this would have been like one of your only reliable things to do, and then bully her while she has low drive gauge, or look for another way to land a level 3 or something. But so yeah. All right, next round. Okay, this is another instance where she does something that's +3 in a range where her strikes are not particularly threatening. Let me see if Cammy can whiff punish that from just random ranges. Hang on. There's some buttons that you need to be like in a precise spot to whiff punish, and there's some buttons you can just hit one button no matter where they fucking randomly throw it out. I think you at least have to be kind of close enough. Raw drive rush. Now she has plenty of meters, so this is actually, when she does this, when she manages to get in with like a drive rush crouch jab, with really high meter, this is just a guessing situation, because you have to guess between, now grab will not be a true frame trap in this instance. You can beat it with a 4-framer or a 5-framer, but if she did stand strong and you did a 4-framer, it would trade, and then she would be able to do stand strong or command grab after the trade. And into drive rush. So, but I would broadly say that backdash makes sense there. Another thing that you could do is, for instance, if Manon is going to do, so let's say block all, and Manon does, oh, wait a minute. No, this is only, okay, drive rush stand jab is +3. Yeah, drive rush stand jab is +3. Drive rush crouch jab is actually +2. I actually forgot that her crouch jab has worse frame data. Okay, so that is just purely fake then. She has no actual frame trap off of drive rush crouch jab. You can just hold about up back off of this. But let's say she did stand jab, a +3 option. So that would leave us here where she's +5 off of this interaction. Either we do stand jab or crouch jab. It'll be +5 for her, and she'll be in stand strong range again. So, and then she'll be able to do stand strong into drive rush. Now, in this instance, I don't think that she can, let's see, reversal after damage. Let's say EX grab. Yes, EX grab will fucking trap you there. So that, off of the trade, off of the 4-framer with the stand strong, is a legitimate guess. But, it is an instance where you're probably going to have a pretty high DP success rate. Manons are going to be generally pretty buttonsy off of trades that are in their favor. But that's obviously not broadly helpful. But the other point that I wanted to make is that I believe, yeah, you can't, if the Manon does stand strong drive rush, it'll catch you if you try to jump out or backdash. It'll catch you if you try to sway with forward heavy kick. This is one of these, you know, if she manages to get, now again, the crouch jab, only +2, no legitimate threat, just fucking backdash or back jump. But if she does do a thing that's +3 on block, which many of her drive rush buttons are +3 on block, and she's in like stand strong range, etc., it is rough. Let's see. So yeah, off of that, could have gotten away off the crouch jab if it was stand jab, like I just said, etc. Yes, he goes for a cheeky reset.
Hello?
You get like some random bullshit combo, for which you lose another, Manon gains another medal in the first round, which is bad. Yeah, he anti-airs a lot, pretty, like, reliably. Right, that's good. Yeah, and then that's, you know, a difficult part. Just a guess. So you mainly died from the fucked up neutral jump punish on the command grab. No anti-air. Let's see. Neutral jump is fine there. There's not a lot he would do that would punish your neutral jump. Back fierce is now +1 from Manon right there. So she could tag you with stand light kick, which a lot of them are liable to do. The much stronger Manon players are like much more confident in doing lights into drive rush cancels when they think they're going to work. So if he was like a particularly strong Manon, he might have done light kick drive rush and it would have caught you jumping. But in any case, so yeah, that's a +3 scenario. So if he does back fierce, you can interrupt that by just mashing. There's not really a great way. Again, Manon's medium punch is, I believe, the furthest 7-frame normal in the entire game. So very difficult normal to just like reliably win against in neutral. But it's, again, its core threat is the drive rush cancel. It doesn't do that much else. It can be annoying in its awkward spacing since it keeps moving forwards, but again, Manon is a character that is like, if she's in the green, there's a big danger. If not, you can kind of do whatever. You can abuse a lot of scenarios where anything, if you're only like -1 or -2, you can do forward heavy kick to beat the stand medium punch a lot of the time. That would have been good into super. You could have killed with a level 3. You probably, but even if you didn't kill with a level 3, you could have done those lights into a level 1 instead. Done drive kick into 2 lights into level 1. Would have put you in a better position, and you would have had the rest of the round to still kill him and rebuild more super, so you would still have 2.5 or more bars of super or so going into the final round. So level 1 would have been, in my opinion, a good choice there. Similar situation. You obviously knew that he was going to do stand strong, drive rush, and that just in case you buffered in an invincible move. Again, Manon, very one-track character. Much easier to just focus on the one thing that she has in neutral, which is stand strong, drive rush. So you could have buffered in a level 1 instead of an EXDP, and you would have killed with the level 1. So yeah, at this range, +3. I don't know if she can be in stand medium punch range after the overhead. They usually don't do it that close. In this instance, I understand why you went for like full damage without burning yourself out into level 3. Probably a good usage. I don't know. Let's see. You could have done, I think, anything because what was the scenario? Right, you get a neutral jump, so you could have done anything you wanted. I think doing a level 2 route would have easily been, like, level 2 route mathematically, doing, like, neutral jump, jump heavy kick, back roundhouse, level 2, would have been mathematically, the superior route relative to your resource expenditure, and then you would have had, you know, an additional super to convert the next hit, especially if you, like, if you did the level 2 route, then you would have put him, and then if you get, like, 2 jabs or something, you would do even more damage, still have high drive gauge, and then put him closer to death. That being said, you know, I can't complain about this instance. You also could have done a shorter combo into level 3 and then done more damage to his drive gauge and had more of a drive gauge advantage of your own coming out of it. It's final round situations like this where I'm not really confident in how I think super should be spent, because I can look at that and pull up the mathematics and be like, and show exactly how that is, you know, like less value per your resources than another route that you could have done. Like background, like jump roundhouse, back roundhouse, jump cancel level 2, etc. That being said, yeah, that being said, it's also difficult because the more you spend your supers, the less likely you'll be able to spend supers further on because you're doing more damage. So it's like, when you use level 3 like this at the start of a final round, you're usually in a scenario where you don't conveniently build a level 1 before the end of the round in such a way that it really makes a difference. Which is the awkward part of determining how to use your supers. So Again, I don't know if this makes sense, or giving this giant life lead is like the most logical part, or if like keeping yourself at like maybe 1 or 1.5 bars more drive gauge by doing a shorter combo that would have done comparable damage and put him like here and like done more drive gauge damage with a shorter combo would have been better. I can show mathematically how it makes more value proposition per resources, but at the same time it's like, you know, I don't know. It's hard to say because bird in hand, and again he's almost fucking dead here, so in these instances, now this, how much drive gauge did he had when that happened? In these instances, if he doesn't have enough drive gauge to spend conveniently without burning himself out, just hold up, because when you're in burnout, she can do stand strong over and over, and if you're in burnout, then you can't jump out because it's +3 over and over. However, if you actually get hit by it, you are more plus. It's only +2 on hit and +3 on burnout block. So if you block one, then you hold up, you get hit by one, and then you keep holding up and you'll get air reset by the next one. Or, more precisely, if you hold up, you get hit by one, you can jab out the next one. And that's true for the medium or EX command grab, or the stand medium punch. Getting hit from the medium punch, frame data wise, you have way more options. You're way better at being -2 than you are at being -3 against Manon. And I don't think, outside of just... Manon's footsies are probably going to be mostly the same when you're in burnout. Because at max range, she still won't be able to get any mix off of a blocked standing medium punch, so she'll still have to do a drive rush cancel. Let's see, another... Yeah, no anti-air there, no anti-air there. If he had hit a button, that probably would have punished. I love the forward heavy kick. Again, works very well against Manon in particular, because she has like one god button that will lose if you do -2 into forward heavy kick. Don't love the conversion, though. Could have just done a better conversion. Definitely. Just drive rush into stand fierce, into fucking, like, into the target combo here. So you can do this, forward heavy kick, and then drive rush, forward heavy kick, medium spiral arrow. You get a double dash, and it still works in mid-screen. Like so. So I think that's the easiest thing and most automatic thing that you can do. Other than that, if you're pretty close to the corner, if you're like within this range, just do level 1. Hit confirm into level 1. Obviously you didn't have level 1 there, but yeah. Drive rush, forward heavy kick, into whatever. That big missed opportunity there on the counter hit stand medium punch could have gone into stand fierce instead on the +8. So yeah, took advantage of the plus frames of the slide. He mashed. You got the counter hit, but you could have gone into the stand fierce target combo, which was close enough into the corner to get the light target combo, light spiral arrow, medium spike. But you went for that instead. Way less drive gauge. You could have gotten that much. You could have built that much super and done significantly more damage. Forward throw, good. He has no current recourse, so I would take drive rush Oki here, if only for the fact that, let's see, drive rush Oki off a forward throw, that way you don't have to do any... See, if you perfectly time like your stand medium punch like that, you can get it +8 on hit. I find it quite difficult to reliably do that. You can get up to like +8, +9. But the problem is it's quite difficult to be close enough for a lot of options. Especially if they block afterwards. You can be at a maximum of like +2. But you're not close enough for crouch strong even if you are +2. So this is still Oki where doing like a drive rush back strong. Or stand strong. Or whatever. Still makes sense. Let's see. This, another instance. Good. Crouch strong. Good. How did he get out of the corner? Oh, he happened to jump when you happen to knuckle. That's just fate. Okay. Crouch strong, drive rush cancel. Good, good, good. You looked hesitant in this instance. I can't tell. Let me see. Did you do... It looks like you did the light spiral arrow, because it's like more plus, but you can stay further away, but he's not gonna... I think against, like, a character like this, like, you want to apply more, like, immediate meaty pressure. Just, like, force her to block some stuff. In that instance, I do think it would be worthwhile to, instead of doing the stand fierce target combo, instead have done stand strong into the back strong target combo into the dive kick, and getting the stronger meaty again. Like when Manon has like low drive gauge like this, but again, you definitely want to do something that forces her to either block or whatever that'll keep her drive gauge low, or force her to start guessing with parries or something, because she can't command grab off of this setup. There's no way for her to do that. Her only threat is strike, and she had no drive gauge, so I don't think you even need to really respect it. And she cannot walk up and stand heavy punch at this range. She would have to do like roundhouse or something. So I think you can just like, if she has no drive gauge, you can just like walk backwards and then for a second and then just play footsies. That again, stand fierce target combo from Manon -8 every time. Punish with stand fierce every time. Should kill off of this. Yep. And then next round, no conversion. That could have been into level 1. That would have cornered. That would have been good. Good start. No anti-air again. He gets in. Nice buffer. But again, that also could have been a level 1 to blow up the fake drive rush shit. Level 1 would have been good there at that screen position. Let's see. This is the middle of the stage right here. So yes, you were close enough in this instance of the stage that a level 1 would have cornered in such a way. I don't know if you could have gotten a full meaty crouch fierce, but you could have gotten a meaty stand fierce, definitely, from a level 1 at there. That looked like an input air. You got like forward heavy kick from like full screen. Oh, no, it wasn't an input error. You know what? I think it was. You probably meant to just walk up and do stand roundhouse as a whiff punish. That's what that looks like to me. Okay, another fake one. That one, let's see. Manon players are much more likely when they do those fake drive rushes. They're probably going to go for command throw more than strike, because she doesn't have the most convenient strike mix up off of it. That being said, I still think in this instance, beating it with an EXTP would have been worthwhile. I mean, frankly, I think that, like, a lot of these instances, beating it preemptively with just a drive rush reversal on the stand medium punch into the green shit is also generally worthwhile. But yeah, even at that low of drive gauge, I still think EXTP would have been the right choice to buffer and blow that up. Yeah, that just happens. And then, nice. Let's see, he did that, which builds him up to, what, 5 medals in the second round. Let's see, right conversion off of this. I don't know if you want to even fight for this round, and you're both at full bar, so nothing you do if you lose this round would even matter for the next round. So it's hard to say what I think the right option here would be. Let's see what you do. You do a level 2 into a level 1 for burnout. I don't know if I would agree with that. I think, and that is not as valuable per resource spent as just doing the drive rush, the drive impact into a side switch route immediately. So you did this. Which will, like, regen you some drive gauge and do that, but it won't give you corner Oki no matter where you do it. And you could have done instead, and you were at CA range, so you could have gotten CA instead as well. So you could have done stand fierce after they crumple into that, and that would have built you more drive gauge, recovery, done like 600 more damage and done more drive gauge damage to him, which probably would have also burnt him out. Yeah, both burn him out, but this would have left you with more drive gauge to work with afterwards by doing the level 3. But I would say in this round, I don't even think it's worth necessarily like putting all your chips into fighting for this round. I would have done, or I think what makes sense to do is that. That would be the highest value. That is the highest value per bar, per resource spent that you could have done in that instance. It does comparable damage to all the other things with only 1 bar. You don't have to commit that much to this round, and it gives you the best position to keep fighting with the side switch into the corner. Again, anytime you can get like you get the opportunity to just do a 1-bar side switch combo that use level 1 to put them in the corner, it's always really solid damage. Great situational advantage, huge value per super bar spent. Now, if you... Anyways, yeah, that's what I think about the situation. It is advantageous in this circumstance that you forced him to spend supers on what would have been an otherwise winning round for him. That being said, I do think you probably could have done that also by just doing the level 1 route that I just described. I do think he throws out a lot of those like big overheads in neutral, and I think that like, again, figuring out the spacing that you want to play out where you can like DP anti-airs and then whiff punish that if it whiffs, and, you know, be looking for that at that range, like that and her roundhouse, which are both have tons of recovery and should be easy to whiff punish at that range. Hell, I mean, I think you can, what is the overall recovery on her, that? 24 frames of recovery after the active frames, so no real hurt box anywhere except for, like, so roundhouse or sweep would have to do. Sweep would be better. Because it gives you Oki, obviously. Kind of like Chun-Li's Hazansho. You have to be like a mile away from it for it to whiff, but then it has like no hurt box to whiff punish. So you block some stuff, and then you did another drive rush cancel like that. One thing that I noticed while I was watching these matches is that, and that I looked back at some of your other matches and recalled, is that a lot of the times when you get them to block a jump in, you almost always do walk back medium button. Like, almost every single time, you just walk back medium punch or medium kick, drive rush. You don't usually force the issue with throws when you get the plus frames from them blocking a jump in. And you don't usually take advantage of the plus frames to get more things on block, like go for a crouch fierce or go for some other buttons that would allow you to damage their drive gauge more and regenerate your own more. Could have been a better conversion again. And again, I think level 1 would have been the correct option here to confirm off of the forward heavy kick. Now, you have a fucking hour to cancel this thing, not even including the fact that you can clearly see if it's going to whiff punish something or not. So it shouldn't be difficult to react to whether or not it's going to hit and then cancel it into drive rush on block, or cancel it into like level 1 or something else on hit, or on punish counter especially. So yeah, level 1 would have been perfect there. Great value for the level 1, and you wouldn't have spent all that drive gauge. Clearly a misnomer on the meaty setup here, because you went for an, sort of an automatic, like, zoop into crouch fierce and it whiffs, thus giving up the onus and losing more drive gauge that you desperately needed to get that on block. Punish.
My god, man.
Now again, that instance, that punish is, you were in a guessing situation because you could have done stand strong in a drive rush. This was a legitimate guess, but yeah.
My god, man.
That, he burnt you out with it, but the hit that does the burnout, as I'm sure you know, does not actually apply the burnout effect. So this was still -8, and you could have punished this, probably, maybe for the kill. Again, you were burnt out, but you could have done stand fierce into, what would have been the right routing there? Stand fierce, I don't think you could have killed there, but you definitely could have punished him in a heavy way that would have put him in the corner. I remember this guy jumps out of the corner a lot too. Yeah, got cut on a jump. Crouch strong into that, etc. Nice check on that. Correct conversion. No anti-air on the cross. No cross-cut anti-air. Where did he even jump out? What was the circumstance behind this? Crouch fierce, little micro walk into a throw. Yeah, would have had to cross-cut. Couldn't have done back roundhouse there. Probably not worth it to EXDP him and keep him in the corner. Debatable, I don't know. But at least a cross-cut DP. Drive rush cancel, definitely I'm not on board with that. Now, if you had done it into the side switch route, into the level 1, I would have agreed with that, maybe more, even though you still would have been very low on drive gauge. But before he gets level 1 for a wake-up, you can still regenerate that drive gauge with your meaty crouch fierce afterwards. And your only risk at that point would be wake-up perfect parry, so you have that going for you. So yeah, in this instance, he was standing, so you could have done, again, the side switch corner combo, so... just like that. But I think at that instance, either better to do an EX spiral arrow into either take the Oki or do the uppercut after the EX spiral just for the side switch but not spend quite as much drive gauge, or just not have spent drive gauge at all and just converted what you saw into heavy spiral arrow. Now, personally, I do think it probably would have been fine if you just did the level 1 side switch route and then cornered him and then kept up the corner pressure. I don't think you were probably going to burn out there, but risking burnout against Aki is a bit worse than risking burnout against other characters, especially if she had managed to perfect parry some meaty button and then back throw you into the corner. Now, yeah, I generally think that in most circumstances, you playing at this low drive gauge does risk some stuff, especially if you're not completely prepared for all circumstances, like anti-airing a jump, and if you block a jump, or try to perfect parry anti-air and then they empty jump throw you or stuff, you'll be in trouble. But I generally think, yeah, you can usually play by just continually spinning drive gauge that keeps you at like 1 bar. That being said, it is still kind of risky. It's just kind of like one of those things that it depends on how frequently you'll actually lose that last bar. You did wake up stand jab to Aki's drive rush meaty from across the screen. Let's see, and then he did, what was that, a safe jump setup did he do? Yeah, he did. Nice check, kill, etc. Perfect. Yeah, that, yep. Delay button or something, dealing with that bullshit. I'm not sure what you did. That's like -8 on block, and then you got counter hit by a 6-frame medium punch. I'm not sure what you hit, or when. Blocking those forward heavy kicks is not too bad. It is continually plus for Aki. That being said, it doesn't do that much drive gauge. Certainly nowhere near as much as some other plus buttons in the game, like Zangief's headbutt or something. So he did -8. Probably not at a punishable range. That usually, you know, it's pretty difficult to punish that. And then he did stand strong counter hit. Yeah, not sure what happened there, but he got fortunate with that. Again, another jump out of the corner. This guy jumps out of the corner a lot in this match, and would have been advantageous in many instances to like walk underneath, get a back roundhouse, or get like a DP, whatever. Back roundhouse would allow you to go into all sorts of stuff off of there. So I do think it's, in those situations, it's worth just fishing for it. That instance, like, I do think probably should have been into level 3. Like, level 3 would have put you drive gauge here, his drive gauge down here, etc. Even up the health lead, fight for this round. You'll still build more super if you go into the next round. You already won the first round, so, you know, it's whatever. And, yeah, level 3 off of just 2 hits like that would have been good. I don't remember if Aki if he could have confirmed this into level 3 off of that fireball trap there. that is the thing about Aki, is like a bunch of her situations are basically kind of Rekka's. Her stand jab target combo or her medium punch into fireball into the whip follow-up. No anti-air again. And then burnt yourself out on the drive rush. Again, probably unnecessary. You could have done crouch strong into knuckle if you really wanted to check and then try to get into the super. Now, the unfortunate part of this is that you actually did spend level 3 here, even though you didn't spend it earlier when it would have been more advantageous to do so, or given you a better shot at the round. So you do actually go into the last round with no super. Spiral Arrow. Raw Spiral Arrow probably pretty good in this matchup. Another conversion. Not much else you could have done there. That's good. Nice. I would... Let's see. Did you... This is not immediately relevant, but you neutral teched here. I would backroll that every time in this situation, because if you neutral tech and she forward jumps, then she's getting out of the corner with a safe jump cross-up button. So that's not good. Again, you want to make sure you're backrolling that when you're in the corner. This is minus, like, fucking 18 or something. You can pretty reliably punish it with... even at, like, basically about max range, you can punish it with, fucking whatever. Drive rush light kick. Like so. Yep. That would be your most reliable punish. Nice jump in. Don't have any other resources, so yeah, basic that. Nice attempt. Oh, good conversion. He should probably die. Nice pickup. That was a counter hit. Again, it would have been tough to, like, mentally process what was happening, but that could have been into Stand Fierce because of the counter hit. You did, what? Crouch strong, heavy spiral, walk up, crouch fierce. Yeah, that's the problem with that setup into crouch fierce, is that, like, you're not close enough for, like, 2 jabs in a row off of the crouch fierce, so. But the meaty, if you do the setup correctly, the meaty crouch fierce should be, like, what, +3? +3, yeah, so you could go for, but she doesn't have a great way of taking advantage of that +3. Like, she could do stand strong, but it'll whiff, so that's not a great option. She could do crouch strong, but it'll trade with a 4-framer. And she can't do 2 lights in a row. She can't even do 1 jab. So you'd only have, like, stand short drive rush to get, like, a good conversion off of that if the opponent moves or presses or something. So yeah, in these instances, I would say, like, crouch strong or check them with stand light kick, maybe stand light kick drive rush sometimes. How much drive gauge did you have in that instance? You had pretty close to full drive gauge. It might have been, you know, worth your time to do drive rush Oki instead. You get more corner push and you get a better setup. That allows you to get stronger Oki and then still get a throw after the block. That is an instance where, at the drive gauge that you had at the moment, would have been worth it to do a dry rush cancel. So do, like, 2 jabs. Would have been relatively worth it. That does 1645 and builds you. So this does, that does 1290 versus... That does 1619 and builds you 4 centimeters super versus this, which does 1290. Let me get my calculator. So 1614 minus 1290 minus 1.3 times 214 super, plus fucking, what? Plus, 4 times 214 for that super, plus the extra Oki that you get from this circumstance. What Oki did you get in this circumstance? It's fine Oki. It's probably the same either way. It's pretty close to the same. In fact, you probably get slightly better Oki in this instance, in which case it comes out to a value differential of about 900 value, which just barely crosses the threshold. Just barely crosses the threshold where you get 900 extra value for 3 bars of 3 bars of drive gauge, which is 300 per bar of drive gauge, which is at the actual like minimum basis for what I consider to be a good use. That being said, off of the knockdown off of this, definitely would have been a better value proposition to do Drive Rush Oki after the knockdown. So to do Drive Rush there, and then you get like 2 Crouch Fierces or whatever. Rush Oki definitely off of Uppercut, because then you don't even, off of like Uppercut Anti-Air to keep him in the corner, you don't even get like meaty Crouch Fierce. So definitely a place where spinning 1 bar for the Drive Rush Oki would be much stronger. Oh, that's unfortunate, and you definitely don't want to get clipped by buttons, by the meaty setups and whatever when you have poison on you. Yeah, corner to fucking corner. And then you're forced to block all this shit with a safe jump and whatever. Nice check. Unfortunate, yeah. Error. He messes up. In this instance, you had like what? 5.5 bars? How much meter did you have? Yeah, 5.5. Drive Rush cancel into this. You could have done a 4-bar route that would side switch him and put him in the corner with a level 1. Or you did that. Let me think. Yeah, you could have done a 4-bar route that would put him in the corner with a level 1. At that point, it would have done... How close was he to death? It was off of Crouch Strong, so not super high damage scaling. It was about, like, this far away from the corner. Which means you would not get fully into the corner. But it would do that much damage, so 3,577, which would put him quite close to death. Now, you could have also done probably a route with more drive gauge that would have that you could have built level 2 off of. Here, let me see, actually. Crouch Strong when you had like 5.5, 5.6 drive gauge. Drive Rush. Let me see. His health point was like about 49%. This would not have killed, I don't think. No. And the level 1 route wouldn't have put him that close, but... Oh, that was clearly your air. This is obviously not a setup that you usually do. But yes, you're probably used to doing normal, like on block, you would just normally do Drive Rush and then immediate throw, right? Medium kick and immediate throw, and it normally works like that, but obviously when you're off of Drive Rush, your crouch medium kick has extra block stun, so you can't just press the button immediately, so that's what happened. That is just a funny interaction. Yeah, that's a very unfortunate thing to just get clipped by at the start. See, in this instance, you get stand light kick, counter hit stand light kick Drive Rush, which I totally agree with. That's a great. I think Kami players need to do that more often. Because there's lots of instances where the only thing she can legitimately check with is a light. But your conversion could have been a 4-bar route for the side switch, or it could have been a level 2 route. Here, let me demonstrate. You had full drive gauge, so you could have done this into whatever you wanted, I guess. But at full drive gauge, probably I would just say that. Highest bang for your buck. I would say drive rushing after this situation is tricky because he also has a level 3. So I understand just the dash up and then just like a little wait. That's probably good. I would say probably worth it to burn him out here. I don't know. I mean, Cammy gets a lot of value from Burnout, but he does have a level 3, and he will kill you with any level 3 if he reacts to something you do in neutral. Let's see. So yeah, you could have done Stand Fierce into... Actually, wait, does Cammy's Stand Fierce naturally combo into DI? No, it doesn't. It needs to be Drive Rush. Okay. So it could have been off of low forward Drive Rush, Stand Fierce, DI, and would have burnt her out. That being said, it would put you at here with a drive gauge penalty, lingering penalty. That being said, it would be easy to play the neutral afterwards because you get a bunch of easy plus on block spiral arrows. But yeah, I don't know if it's more worth it to put Aki in the corner situation here or to get the burnout and then have the easier neutral and pressure. Yeah, should have died there. Should have probably died. Well, yeah. So, again, this guy's just getting away with jumps constantly this whole match. Another jump. You just lost neutral off of, like, just 3 jumps. Like, just jump. 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 Then he just kills. So, yeah. Alright, beautiful. Correct. I would take Driver Shoki right here. Driver Shoki here. I agree with that expenditure on the light kick for the light pressure. And then what happened? You like whiffed a throw with like a you did like light kick, drive rush, stand light, and then oh you did a crouch jab and then walk up. Okay, but yeah, that's fine. That is one thing that you can make an adjustment for, both that and the EX version as well. Wait, it's with kicks. I always forget it's with kicks. The trick to this, as people came up with on the first day, is that you want to stay crouching until the last moment, and then just hit DI. Like that. And if you're too late, you'll just block, and if it's not the EX one, you'll be plus anyways. And if you do it at the correct timing... Yeah, so just stay crouching, wait until it's only 2 hits left. Do that, and that does work on the EX one as well. So that is a trick to that. Doesn't just have to be perfect parry. Crouch strong conversion off that counter hit. Would have been good, and would have been good to do that crouch strong into drive rush cancel. That's also fine. I totally agree with the pressure that you did there. Here, hang on. So you did drive rush into stand strong, which is a gap, which I agree with, against characters that don't have natural DPs or that players that are not punishing these gaps. So built a little bit more drive gauge back, stand strong into stand light kick, which I also agree with. This is a scenario that is, you know, good against Aki's very strong 6-framer. And then a couple of trades. I think up until the point where you obviously did the bad cancel, all of your button choices were correct in those scrambles. Again, I do think you need to be back rolling those if the Aki is going to be putting you in the corner with a forward jump. Yeah, back rolling off of that knockdown. Yeah, you can block out a lot of those forward heavy kicks, and it's not that bad on your drive gauge. All right, got a super here. No, the drive rush. No. I remember testing this scenario in particular after seeing this while you were playing, or watching the VOD at least, and I tried to see if there was any way that you could kill off of a punish counter heavy knuckle from this instance with these resources, and I don't believe there is a way to kill. The most optimal thing you could have done, if I recall what I labbed... This is not going to be the most optimal, but it's close to the most optimal. Oh, wait. Level 3. That does 4, 9. So let me put her health where it actually was. So yeah, I don't think this would kill. This is not quite the most optimal thing you could have done. I think that's the most optimal thing you could have done. More basic combo, but just by a fucking smidge of a hair, and it still wouldn't have killed. So, in that instance, I do think spending just a raw super instead of your drive gauge here would have been better. So yeah, getting like, or just taking whatever. So like getting Stand Fierce, you could do a level 2 route. You could do Stand Fierce target combo level 2, and it wouldn't be like amazing value for your supers, but it'd be something. You could just go for the Stand Heavy Punch target combo, light Spiral Arrow, medium spike, and then just keep your super for the next hit. Because no route that you could do off of that would be an incredibly high relative value per bar of super spent. You could get like a route that averages around 400 value per super if you did a level 2 route here. Anyways, yeah, you do this, burn yourself out, do the level 3, and then get a meaty and then kill. Alright.